What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk to you about these icicles over my shoulder. What they are is an early warning sign of something called an ice dam. An ice dam is essentially a giant block of ice that forms along your gutters and on the edge of your roof. And the reason that it forms in that particular spot is because that's the area of your roof that doesn't get any heat. So what happens is you get this giant block of ice in that spot, and then snow and other ice that's on top of it starts to melt. But because that giant block of ice is in the way and it creates a dam, that melting snow and ice doesn't have anywhere to go, so it goes down under the shingles, into the roof, and into your ceiling, and it drips into the house. And that's why ice dams can become a problem. Now, icicles along your roof line or gutters is not necessarily always something to worry about, especially after getting tons of snow and ice. However, it is something to keep an eye on just in case it doesn't get bigger and form an ice dam like I was talking about, which would then create a bigger issue with water leaking under your roof. There are particular times you want to watch out for this, such as after a big snowstorm where maybe the next day warms up a little bit to above freezing and things start to melt, and then the following day you go back into sub-zero temperatures. And typically when that happens is when you have tons of ice formation and you want to start to look out for those ice dams. Now, the best thing you can do is when these things start to form, you want to get all the snow off your roof as soon as possible, just so that it's out of there and it doesn't melt later on and get under all of there. But there are also some other things you can do. You can create a channel inside the gutter by putting calcium chloride in a sock or in pantyhose and putting it on there so that it melts in one particular area and starts to relieve some of that water buildup. There are some more invasive ways to do this that I don't recommend. You could damage your roof by going up there and simply trying to break the dam. I would absolutely not recommend trying to melt it with heat or anything like that due to the risk of causing a house fire. But this is definitely something you want to address and you want to keep an eye on. Winters in New England are not easy, but this is one thing you can do to help make it a little bit easier for yourself.